Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, the Nootropic Reviewer, and during this video you're going to learn about some of the key nootropics that I'm using to be in a great mood all day long, meaning that I can better handle stress, meaning that I have mental clarity, and I'm finishing the day feeling very fulfilled and looking forward to having a good productive day there afterwards. Let's face it, nootropics have very different functions. There are some nootropics that you can use to boost your memory, and a lot of nootropics people use specifically for focus, like concentration, to get a lot of work done. And these few nootropics have been so good to me that I really don't want to take any time off of them, but with all nootropics, I think it's good every here and there just to take some time off to reset your tolerance and make sure that you respond to the nootropics as well as you did the first day that you started taking them. And the few nootropics, they are lion's mane mushroom, they are ashwagandha, we've got Rhodiola rosea, and we have Bacopa. And the first being lion's mane. Of the four, this one is probably my favorite when it comes to improving my mood. Within a week's use of taking lion's mane, I was less nervous. I was at a stage when I always carried about a little bit of anxiety, like nervousness when it came to work and getting my next commission check. And lion's mane helped me to detach from that a little bit. It helped me to talk with people with a little bit less anxiety, not only in the middle of a conversation, but throughout the whole course of the day. I would finish the day feeling a lot more optimistic, but also throughout my experience and taking it daily, I noticed I was much more open to fail forward. You're very easily able to see like the positive side of things. Let's say if you go to a meeting and it doesn't go as planned, you can take it as a learning experience. But also, for example, if you use lion's mane while you're on vacation, you'll be in a much better mood. If you're going through some sort of trauma, maybe somebody in your family had passed away, maybe you have something to be concerned about, which is like overshadowing your whole experience, you'll find that lion's mane will help you to be a lot more calmer. And that's one thing I really like about it. One of the major side effects with lion's mane people may mention is that it can be somewhat demotivating. I haven't found that to be my experience. I can't say if it's made me more productive or not, but I'm finding that I'm able to tackle problems and come up with complex solutions that I originally wouldn't be able to find. And some other common side effects reported are, some people mention it can actually cause hair loss, but this is very, very rare. Some people mention that it messes with their libido or their testosterone levels. I think it's just a matter of time until research does clearly show that these are not common side effects, and if anything, there's just outliers or people who've had those experiences. And the common dosage is taking 500 milligrams per day, my favorite being the 8-to-1 mushroom extract from Nootropics Depot. I started off taking 300 to 500 milligrams once a day. Now I take it 3 times a day, 500 milligrams. And if you want to learn more about lion's mane, I would encourage you to watch this video over here. I tried lion's mane and it changed my life. That's a great video. And nootropic number 2 for being in a great mood all day would be ashwagandha. And ashwagandha, it gets a lot of hate in the nootropic space. Some people don't like it because of the fact that it can to some extent decrease productivity, but you can't ignore the fact that ashwagandha is probably one of the best nootropics out there at helping you to better handle stress, making you in a significantly better mood. I think it's just that you need to really understand the different types of ashwagandha, and you need to dose it accordingly to whatever your goals are. If your goals are to make a lot of money, for example, I would be very careful with some of the forms of ashwagandha, because some people take ashwagandha and they feel very fatigued. They even feel tired, like they want to go to sleep. Some people actually take ashwagandha to get to bed. So ashwagandha, if you're unfamiliar with it, it is one of the most popular nootropics, specifically around handling stress, being in a better mood. It's been used for centuries and is a very common household product. Not only nootropic, but you can look at it more of like a general supplement that you can take, and people often mix it in teas or they have it in some sort of supplement blend. I dislike the fact that when I started using ashwagandha and I was in sales, I didn't really see any increase in my income. It didn't help me that way. More so just helped me be a little bit calm, which was good with some kind of clients, but for some clients I just needed to be very enthusiastic and charismatic, and I don't see ashwagandha being helpful that way. I would say ashwagandha, take more of it if you're going through a bad stage of your life, but take less of it if your goal really is productivity. And as a testament to that, you can look up Quality of Mind, which is one of the best nootropic blends out there. They don't have ashwagandha for that specific reason that their goal is to boost productivity. And I've talked about the side effects of ashwagandha in this video over here. One of the biggest frustrations about ashwagandha is if you look at the different dosage protocols, everybody seems to be doing something a little bit different. And I've tried stages when I took it 3 times a day, twice a day, sometimes once a day. Some people only use it pre-workout. It's a bit of a challenge. I would encourage you to watch this video over here where I talked about the different forms of ashwagandha and how to use them specifically. For me, the way that I'm using this nootropic is by taking 500 milligrams twice a day. I'm taking it once in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, and then I'm taking it again at 6 o'clock. I personally don't like taking it pre-workout, so usually pre-workout I'm taking some nootropics around 10 a.m., but ashwagandha is one that I omit from that stack because I don't like that. It makes me feel a little bit too relaxed when my goal is to be intense and to have a good workout, whether it is cardiovascular training or it's weight training. And our next nootropic for being in a great mood all day would be Bacopa Monnieri. I absolutely love it because it's a nootropic that I didn't really take for mood. I more so took it because it's one of the best things on the market for boosting memory levels and also helping with cognition while better handling stress. It is an adaptogen, meaning that it helps to maintain a higher capacity to tolerate stress, helps you to reduce stress levels. You're in a far more better mood, and at the same time, you're getting the cognitive benefits from it. But something that really separates Bacopa apart from the other nootropics discussed in this video is the fact that it can really boost memory. From learning retention to short-term memory, long-term memory, it will probably effectively improve your grades too. This study over here clearly showed that when it came to med students using Bacopa, so these were already intelligent people, they had noticeably better scores on memory tests compared to the time when they first started taking Bacopa. And I've noticed the same thing to be true. There's a lot of nootropics out there around improving your memory, from ginkgo biloba, piracetam. They don't come anywhere close to the effectiveness of Bacopa. With Bacopa, if you take it in the middle of the day, you're suddenly in a much better mood. You have mental clarity. You're easily able to forget whatever past experiences that happened earlier in the day. So I really like it. This isn't for everyone. I'm somebody that is very sensitive to Bacopa. Like, I take it, I can definitely feel it. For some individuals not, but for that reason, it's something that I don't use prior to sleeping. I'm typically taking 500 milligrams along with my ashwagandha at 2 o'clock and then 500 milligrams later at 6 o'clock. A very common way to take Bacopa is starting off by taking 500 milligrams once a day, and then if you need to take more of it, like, I think it's a good idea to take more if you're somebody who's working very long days like myself. Then taking it twice a day is great. I don't think it's like too much or you taking too many nootropics if you were to take it twice a day, as that's a very common practice. And with respect to side effects, demotivation is somewhat common. For others, they experience lightheadedness. If that is the case, you may want to consider adjusting the dose, maybe taking a little bit more. And our fourth nootropic for being in a great mood all day would be Rhodiola Rosea. This would be my least favorite of the four, specifically around boosting mood. But when it comes to productivity, this is my absolute favorite. Rhodiola Rosea has been one of my favorite nootropics. I remember, like, when I first started taking Rhodiola Rosea, I knew it was working because after I ingested it, like a simple dose of 500 milligrams, I was easily able to get an additional like 2 hours of solid work done, because with Rhodiola Rosea, I wouldn't say it helps so much in elevating your mood, more so when it comes to reducing stress, reducing fatigue, not only mental fatigue, but physical fatigue. I like to call Rhodiola Rosea a nap in a pill, because you get that physical energy boost without feeling stimulated or having anxiety like you would feel with caffeine. So for me anyway, Rhodiola Rosea would fall under that category, more so around like being productive, but it does at the same time make you in a much better mood because of the fact that you get like just replenished with your energy levels. And you'll find it a very common ingredient in a lot of nootropic blends out there, from Quality of Mind, Mind Lab Pro. I would almost like not trust any nootropic blend that doesn't have Rhodiola Rosea, because it's so solid at improving your productivity while helping you with cognition. Don't really expect it to improve your memory or help you with like complex thinking or problem solving, which is why I don't typically take it in the morning. I typically take it in the afternoon at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock along with my Bacopa and my ashwagandha. And where it's different than the other three nootropics is with the other three nootropics, I think it's safe to say you should be taking them, giving them some time, being a bit patient, taking them once to twice a day for at least a week to really see the benefits. But with Rhodiola Rosea, after you ingest it, you should suddenly feel a good spike of your energy levels. You should feel that mental clarity, and that's something I really like about it. But what I dislike is that if I miss a couple days use of Rhodiola Rosea, or even 1 day's use, I don't get the benefits anymore. Whereas with the other nootropics like ashwagandha, it feels somewhat saturated in your system after you use it for a couple of weeks. And the reason why I would not use these four nootropics together is because really you can be demotivated from doing so. I mean, the way that I'm doing it is I'm using these four nootropics, but I also have other nootropics which are helping me with focus, with productivity, which are helping my ambition rather than taking away from it. And this is very common across lion's mane, ashwagandha, and Bacopa specifically, is that they can be somewhat demotivating. So some of my favorites for productivity, I include Noopept, they include piracetam, and they include alpha GPC. I've talked about a number of nootropics that have really helped me to increase my income specifically in this video over here. You'll likely find that informative. I thank you for your interest in nootropics, and if you would like to speak with me one-on-one, you can do so over on Patreon or send me a direct message on Instagram, and be sure to jump onto our Discord server. You'll find the link in the description below, and it's a 24/7 chat room that's great for asking anything time sensitive, and we're having a lot of fun, and I will look forward to seeing you all next time.